Guys, the last 5 or 6 days, I've instituted my line to the back pile from down there. And as you can see, I've got a ditch. I've got a whole lot of trash on the edge of the pond. I've got a lot of variables that a dog has to go through when I first institute my back pile line. Now, I'm gonna run tank one more time from the very back. We ran this yesterday twice. Finally moved all the way back here. I wanna see if he's got it, and if he's got a good straight line and not a lot of worries, it's time to move up, and I'm gonna get closer to him and start making sure he can do his left and right overs in the water. And I wanna be closer to make sure that I'm a lot more in control. But first, we're gonna run it from back here to the back pile just to make sure, and plus this way you can see how far I've actually moved. It's about 115 yards to my back pile. I've got about 40-50 yards of land, a lot of trash, a big ditch, a lot of variables in between me and the water. Then I have about a 50 or about a 45-yard swim, and then I've got to drive the bank up there about 20 yards. Tank's done exceptional at this. We've only had a few hiccups, but nothing that any dog wouldn't have, and all we did was simplify, move closer and go back up. Every hitch that we've had has been when I've added a new variable in between me and between us and that blind pile, whether it be this ditch, the next little ditch, or the amount of trash that's between us and the water. You want your dog knowing he can go through a lot of trash to go on a blind or any type of mark or any type of blind. So I like to train like this. I don't like just a clean piece of water. Let's run one real quick. Here. No, heel. Here. I know this is an uncomfortable place. Here. Sit. And as you can tell, Tank's not really sure. Dead bird. Back! As you can see, he's done a perfect job. He's held a really good straight line, and he's going straight on back to the back pile. You can't ask for any better than that. Now guys, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna move up, and I'm gonna start teaching him his left and right overs. This is quite simply just a matter of repetition and showing your dog exactly where everything is, and just running it time after time after time after time. We spent, like I said, the last 3 or 4 days learning this line, moving back further and further and further, to now we've got an absolutely almost perfect straight line to that pile. He stopped short over there on the back. Back! Back! He stopped on the edge of the bank way down there. Good dog, here. And that's just one more thing. He started, you know, if you put a lot of bumpers on the edge of the bank, your dogs get where they want to hunt the edge of the bank. But if you keep moving them further and further back, your dogs get to where they get to the bank and they drive on, which is actually what you want. If you have to stop them short on the bank to actually pick up a bird or a mark or something, then you can do that. Having a pile of bumpers on further back there helps your dog to drive up the land and not hunt shorelines. You don't want your dog getting in the habit of hunting shorelines. Let's move on up now and let's learn our left and right overs. Now, we've moved up closer to our edge of the water. As you can see, over here on the right side, I've got a couple of bumpers. I've of course got my back pile. Now, you can't see right now, but on my left pile is wide open water. I mean, it's a huge, there's 5 acres of water out there. It's just wide open before you hit a whole lot of timber. Now, I like to run to the bank on one side, and then I like to make sure I can cast my dog what I call out to sea. And I can't just put a pile of bumpers out there, so what I normally do is I use one bumper at a time. I got it in my back pocket. I'll cast to the back pile or to the right pile after we get those good, and as my dog's swimming, I will walk to that edge and I will throw this bumper literally as far as I can get it out there, out to sea. It's the only way that I can place it out there and it still be there after running a couple of marks or after a couple of blinds and he comes back. And if you can get your dog where you can cast out to sea, you're literally going to have a dog that'll go anywhere for you, because it's huge for a dog to look out in big water and swim for a blind when they can see absolutely nothing except for a half a mile across there. That's really a big deal. Now our other big deal is over on our right pile. We're going to cast him to the bank, and like I said, a lot of times I don't think that a person should, if you've not trained a lot of dogs, try to keep your dog away from a cheating situation. And this is a cheating situation. I can cast him to the bank over there and he's going to easily want to run that bank. But we've done so much reverse tee work on our land that our dog should know that when we cast him to that bumper, and if he starts to run that bank, we hit the sit whistle and we give a cast back out into the water, our dog should know what we're talking about. They should cast back into the water. We may have to do it several times and use a lot of attrition, no nicks or no collar work at this time, but we're going to use attrition. And quite simply, what I'm fixing to do is I'm going to run him to the center of the pond, I'm going to cast him over, and then I'm going to cast him back to the center of the pond and bring him back to me as best I can, just to make sure I don't get a cheating situation. Now, I won't bring him all the way back to my center part of my line. I'll probably bring him right in here and just show him what line I want him to take to me. I may make it a little bit fat so we don't have any problems, but that's the way you want to attack this if you're running a T-blind in the water, such as I've got set up right here. Good dog. Dead bird. Back! I'll wait till he gets to center, hit the whistle, give him a note. Over. As you can see, he took the cast well in the water. That's the second time I've ever really blown a whistle in the water for him. Over. Over. Right here. Here. Now guys, if you'll hold your hand out and kind of talk to them, here, they're going to take those hand signals. They're not, but they're going to take those body gestures. Here. No, here. Good dog. Here. What are you walking for, Hoss? Come on. Speed that up. You act like something's going on here. All right, sit. Good dog. Good dog. Get it. All right. No. Here. Here. Sit. Now, guys, I promise you, that's the absolutely first time that I've given Tank a right over, or we've run any type of water blind tee or anything as far as blowing the whistle. That lets you know what all that work we did on land on our tee, and then turning it into a reverse tee and casting our dogs and everything. Our swim by is literally done. We won't have all these battling issues or anything like that waiting to water to get over there and do a swim by cast, which a swim by, literally all that would be is him picking that bumper up and me casting him out to sea or casting him by in front of us. We can actually, I think right now Tank is, from all the work we've done before, I could put a bumper in his mouth, say dead bird back, he'd go to that back pile. I think he'd do it no problem. But now we don't want to keep running stopping our dogs. We got to go to the back pile and then come back, and then we're going to swim out to sea with our dog. Dead bird. Nope. Back. got my bumper ready. Good dog. I've thrown my out to sea bumper out there, and now all I've got to do is I'm gonna cast him out to sea. When he comes back, I'm gonna stop him in the middle and I'm gonna give him that big leftover. Oh, good. Back. Again, I'm gonna wait till he gets in the center, and then I'm gonna get him overcast. Now this is a big deal for a lot of dogs. Back. He wanted to go over to that pile. Back. Back. Now what I did was, Buck, he kept scalloping, wanting to go to those bumpers over there. I gave him a real light nick, sent him on his way. He took the 2 left back casts, which is great. Now I'm gonna send him onto that back pile because I don't want him going somewhere on his own, and I don't want to finally stop him and then give him a right over. But as you can see, he was wanting to scallop into those bumpers. Good dog, here. Now this next time I will cast him and give him an over. Now that's the first nick I've given him while in the water. The reason is because I know he knows to carry a straight line. I know that he knows to follow my cast. So when I gave him the nick and I gave him that back, was after the second time that I got a refusal from him to do what I asked him to do, go in a straight line to that back pile. And you know, I had it on a number 2. There was no vocal. He just felt it and went on. Did exactly what he wants to do. And I mean, that's what's great about a sport dog collar. You can sit there, you can make such fine adjustments and keep it right there on the edge, exactly where you need it. Good dog, here. Now this time we're gonna hopefully go straight to the back line and not have that issue again. Here, sit, and then we're gonna cast out to sea. Give it. Here, dead bird. Back. Let's cast out to sea now. Over. Over. Guys, that's absolutely a perfect job. You saw me give Tank, I had to give him another over because he wanted to kind of skirt back to land. Swimming out to sea like that is huge at this point with your dog. But I promise you, because all the land reverse tee work that we've done, and a dog just listening to everything that we do, teaching them that, it really helps in a big, huge cast like that. Here, come on. That dog swallows a ton of water. Like I said, I don't know. Some dogs do that. When he's swimming, he drinks a lot of water. Here, come on, buddy. You're doing good. And it's just, some dogs do it. Out of all the dogs I've trained, I've probably had 4 or 5 that do it. And his belly, like I said, will get huge. Good dog. Good dog. You want one of these, huh? You want one of them? You want one of them? Go get that. Now, guys, what I want you to do in the next 4 or 5 days is really run this a lot. We're going to get your tee down, your right, your leftovers, get your dog used to going to those places and driving to them. Try to get your bumper even further out into what I call casting to the sea on your tee. Try to get it out there a good 80 to 100 yards where your dog really has to tackle a lot of big open water. When you start running those big blinds like we are here in the pretty near future, it'll make tackling some pretty awesome hardcore situations with your dog when they look out across some water and see a lot of water between you and that next piece of land. It'll give them the heart, the drive, the will, and just point blank the braveness within inside of them to do that. It'll make those cold blind starts so much easier. Y'all just keep it up next 3 or 4 days, and I'll see you on the next vid.